Hello, welcome to my YouTube channel. It's your girl Amanda. If you're new here, please subscribe, like, and hit on the notification bell because I usually would at least put up a video once every week. So in today's video, I'm going to be talking about Simon Levies, a popular known Tinder swindler. Netflix did a documentary about this guy, how he was able to duped unsuspecting women over Tinder and possibly on other dating apps. So stay tuned while I take an expose on this popular Tinder swindler called Simon Levies. Welcome back. Just like I said, my name is Amanda. I talk about anything that concerns relationship and my own journey too. So I want to share my tips on why you shouldn't be the next victim of this Tinder swindler or any other swindler on other dating apps. So you need to be on watch out, ladies. There are lots of things going on over these dating apps. A lot of people are in for it to dupe people, to swindle people out of their hard-earned cash. But before we go into the tips on how not to be one of the victims of this Tinder swindler or any other form of swindler from other dating apps, I just want to give you the background of this guy that has been trending since the Netflix on documentary came out on this guy. The guy is called Simon Levies. Actually, his real name is Shimon Yehuda Hayut. He's an Israeli. He started being in this dirty act of fraudulent activities since from an early age of 15. So when he swindled couple in Israel who actually gave him a job to babysit their children, what he did was that he took their credit card and went on a spending spree. So as soon as they reported it to the police, he fled. So from there, what he will do, he will go to Tinder. He has a wonderful profile picture. He will just put it up there, and then background, he used to say he deals with diamonds and all of that. Besides, he was actually impersonating a popular family known in Israel who are into diamond business. They are called the Simon Levies family. So he has been lying to women, unsuspecting women on different dating apps, especially the Tinder, where he would say he's into diamond business and all of that. And one funny thing again, even when you Google him, he had found a way to Photoshop his picture into the popular Simon Levies family. So it's kind of corny because you need to do your due diligence. If not, you will not even spot the difference that this guy is actually not from that family. Because he asks you out, he will take you on an expensive trip, flying jet, take you to first class hotels around the world, #1 destination, hotels and places in the world. He's mad on you. So what he typically does was to rob Peter and pay Paul. So most of these women got carried away with this flashiness, with these spendings, with this flying, on private jets, sleeping in some of the best hotels in the world. It was just too good to be true. But I guess the women were carried away. They were carried by the lavishness. And although a lot of people were saying the women are for the most part met their Waterloo because much of them are diggers. So why would you just suddenly see a guy spending that much on you and you just fell for it? But the tricky part of this guy is that spending for you, of course, you need to refund that money indirectly so that he will fund the next victim. So what he does, he will just start cooking up stories that he has enemies because he's into diamond business. So a lot of people are after him, especially his family, rigs. But for him specifically, he has a lot of enemies. So he doesn't want to use credit cards to spend money because he feels the enemies are going to trust him through such credit cards. So what he does was to tell the women to send him money, he's gonna pay them back. And for whatever reasons, these women fell for it in several ways that I would say, women, we need to do better. So when something is usually too good to be true, at least I think that thing is indirectly telling you inherently that these things are not gonna come out with good outcomes. But again, those men felt okay since he could take them to, you know, number one destination hotels around the world, fly on private jets, you know, spending like mad on them. So why wouldn't they not help him? He kept on sending money, in short, to the point of loaning several thousands of, you know, pounds and dollars to send to this guy. And this guy would just keep saying, I'm gonna pay you back, I'm gonna pay you back. No, the guy has been, it became so bad that the women said, why is this guy always asking money? And he never got to, you know, return the money. Even if he did, it's usually you sign a check and then the check will bounce and all of that. So that was when the dots that this guy is like a con artist. He's not what he claimed to be. He started, you know, going to do their own investigation and all of that. Actually, that's just the baseline of the story of this guy. And then from 2017 to 2018, it is believed that he had swindled women of about $10 million out of that earned money. For the most part, it's earned money. They need to like go back and, you know, loan from people loaning money, you know, from people and banks and other institutions like that. So the guy, they never knew the guy was a convicted Tinder forges, you know, he has been doing that for years. So, but at the end of the day, just to cut the story short, he was caught and then flown back to Israel to serve the first sentence term of the first people that he started swindling. That's the Israeli family that he babysat for, you know. So he was supposed to serve for like 15 months in the prison, but when COVID came, he had to be released earlier than the expected sentence term. So he only served 5 months. So people were so angry that why was he not convicted for other crimes committed throughout the other women in Europe that he had swindled? Why was he not convicted for such crimes? Why is he still working as a free man? I even heard that he's trying to sell his stories, capades of, you know, swindling women to networks. You know, he has started scouting for networks that he could, like, you know, sell his story. People were like, shouldn't this guy serve terms? And besides, shouldn't this guy be convicted? And before that, he should pay all these women that he had swindled. Why is no one talking about that? But in today's video, I'm not going to be talking about the history of Simon Levies. I just want to talk about why you shouldn't be the next victim of a person who would come and use dating apps to swindle you out of your hard-earned money. It's not just about swindling you out of. You should date with cautiousness. You should be very careful. You should not allow yourself to be swindled. Women, apart from being swindled, a lot of people have gotten themselves killed over different social media platforms and dating apps. So in order not to be the next victim, you should do these 5 tips that I'm about to share. So number 1 tip that I've always said in the previous videos that I've done, I said always do a background check. If you must date or find love over dating apps, do a background check. So in doing a background check, you need to investigate, you know, their criminal background to see if they had a crime in the past, whether it's money laundering, whether it's a sex offending case, whether the person, I know in Nigeria we don't usually have a register. Well, we do have a register for committed by people over time. So if you need to do that, I think you might need to go to the police and check that. And then in checking that up, you should also make sure you check your potential dates, you know, the people you meet over the different dating apps. You should check their profiles. You should check their you know, what they post. You can even Google them. So once you Google them and you see that not so much information about such persons are being released over the social media platform, then you should ask yourself, this is really fishy, you know. But for those women that were swindled by Simon Levies, although he was able to Photoshop some of his information on his Twitter, on his Instagram, he was just showing all the places, all the lavish places he had gone to, you know, spend all those monies he had swindled from those women. So his own was a bit trickish and corny because it was very difficult to identify whether he or not, because his level of impersonation was really mad, because he was really showing the real life of a rich, wealthy person over all his media handles. Then number 2, don't be in a hurry to respond for requests for financial help. Don't ever do it, especially when you're just getting to know that person. Even if it means you're 6 months or 12 months into the relationship, don't ever be tempted to send money to people that you have no business with, no matter how much they might have spent on you. Don't do that, because people are very trickish. People are very, we have a bunch of con artists on the loose. Don't fall for, oh, I've spent so much on you, please, you can just do a little, just send money to me. Don't do it. Make sure you have defined the relationship. Make sure you have met that person make sure that you have crossed all the background checks to know that these people have good character and do not have questionable characters before you even think about sending them money. Why would you even want to send a guy money? Well, sometimes you need to help people, but once you start sending money, you're gonna fall for it. Women, we need to wise up, open our eyes, and do our due diligence as it should. Tip number 3, avoid connecting to suspicious profiles. So now, like I said, this Tinder Swindler, he was able to Photoshop some of his pictures into the popular Simon Levies diamond tycoon business person in Israel, but if you take a good look at some pictures, you know that they are Photoshop. You should be able to monitor the kind of posts that person is doing on their different social media platforms. Once you notice things are very suspicious, then you should do the needful and cut off that relationship as soon as possible. If not, you might be swindled financially. Apart from that, you might put up yourself to be killed. A lot of women and other people, not just women, even men too, met their lovers or significant others over different social media plans, and they end up being killed or raped or molested or beaten to stupor. So you need to, ladies, you need to do your thorough background checks. Don't just go around connecting to people over different media platforms or dating apps without thoroughly checking what they are after for. So and then you should always be mindful on how you just give yourself immediately you meet someone over the social media platform. And it's also important that you analyze your intuitions. Be very strong. Once something this thing is, it's not it, I'm not having the positive vibes about it, then you should do the needful and just cut it off as soon as possible. Number 4, don't be in a haste to share your sensitive or personal information. So as soon as you're meeting people over the different dating apps, just like I said in the 2 previous videos I did, I said don't give out your personal contacts, like your address, like your phone number, like your personal information that shouldn't be out there. Or rather, you should just use the social media platform messaging systems to communicate. So don't go be in a haste that, oh, you found love, you're all over the place and giving out information. Is very dangerous, because some people, other than just getting the information, they will track you back to your house and just come and do some unsuspecting evil things to you. So don't be in a hurry to share personal and sensitive information. You should always make sure that you video chat with the date that you met over the different social media platforms or dating apps before you meet them in person. Just make sure you video call or chat, whatever, but you make sure that you're speaking to the person that is shown on their profile pictures, because some people will just go and use other people's profile pictures because they know they're about to do something evil to you. So they go and catfish on other people's profile pictures and put it on as theirs. So you need to be mindful. You need to be mindful that you really do your proper checks so that you wouldn't fall a victim of such internet fraudsters and swindlers and even murderers and rapists. They are all hiding behind all these dating apps and media platforms to, you know, to hurt people. So do video call and you compare the video with the person on their profile pictures and they are not aligning. Just take on your heels and run as fast as you can. Just cut the friendship or whatsoever that you had building over this dating app momentarily without wasting your time. So thank you for again to watch this video, but don't forget to subscribe, like and share, because I will be bringing out consistent, you know, videos and information for you. So have a nice day. Bye.